One of the things you've seen about Donald Trump's administration is, of course, this push to get rid of DEI. This is diversity, inclusion. Um, I can't remember what the I stands for now, but it's just how much. Yeah, but it's all about really DEI is all about making sure that anyone, regardless whether they have a disability, color of their skin, etc., that they are treated fairly in work. Right? I think anyone, anyone out there would probably want that in their workplace. I can't see a single thing why you wouldn't. And ultimately, I think what may end up changing the government's mind about this is when they start getting lawsuits against them. Because I can see already a lot of lawsuits forming against the government, businesses potentially, where disabled people would get treated very fairly. But now, you know, getting rid of all that stuff, well, do we have to really have a disabled ramp? Do we have to really spend all that extra money? So, there's a lot of stuff I think the problems US businesses are going to encounter. And if you've heard tell some of the tales, what they have done, some companies, they've either got to go the Ben and Jerry route, have just said, no, we ain't gonna follow any of that stuff. Or apparently you go the Disney route, because this is kind of interesting, apparently, what they've done. They've basically supposedly just changed the name of the office of those positions so that while they can say, "Oh, we don't have DEI stuff," meanwhile, of course, there are still those people who work in their company basically doing the exact same jobs. They've just had, shall we say, their official position changed on that. So there's a lot of stuff going around on that, and how many companies maybe or maybe not, shall we say, too willing to follow through on some of this, anti-diversity orders. However, we've now we've now had, of course, this coming week, April 2nd, we are going to see tariffs of some sort. And we also may know Trump may go even further and do all kinds of other crazy things as well. So get ready. Might be suddenly become a very busy week just covering all this type of stuff. But I've been warning you about all this is coming. April 2nd, get ready for it. But we've now got this. Trump is now telling European companies that they must now have to apply with Trump's anti-diversity orders. Not in the US, in Europe. That includes us, by the way. And I say Europe. I don't mean EU, I mean Europe. I mean us in that as well. So yeah, this could get interesting because he has obviously threatened other things besides tariffs to force European companies to comply with some of this stuff. So yeah, things could be about to get a little bit interesting in the next couple of weeks. So before we do get on into this, thank you very much for again all the help and support. Again, you guys show the channel. Like I say, click the like, click the share button, and of course, as always, there is the Patreon page, the Buy Me Coffee link, the YouTube thank you button, and of course, as always, there's the Pony Club down below as well. So let's crack on then into this, because boy, this I say April 2nd. Get ready. So this comes from the FT. US tells European companies to comply with Donald Trump's anti-diversity order. So the Trump administration has now sent a letter to some of the largest companies in the EU, warning them to comply with an executive order banning diversity, equality, and inclusion programs. The letter, sent by the American embassy in Paris to others around the EU, has said that Donald Trump's executive order applied to companies outside the US if they were a supplier or a service provider to the American government, according now to 3 people familiar with the matter. So even if you are not in the US, you now have to comply with this. I can see a lot of these these European companies basically putting that letter in the shredder or just going, and we'll see what happens. Like I say, we'll see what happens because we know April 2nd, Trump keeps on talking about not only is he going to do tariffs, he's going to do other stuff as well. So get ready. The embassies also sent questionnaires that ordered the companies to attest to their compliance. The document which the FT has seen is titled "The Certification Regarding Compliance with the Applicable Federal Anti-Discrimination Law." The document said the Department of State contractors must certify that they do not operate any programs promoting DEI that violate any applicable anti-discrimination laws and agree to such certification is material for the process of the government's payment decisions and therefore now subject to false claim for the False Claims Act. Well, here's the thing. If you're a European company, why not just go, sure, I will tick that box. It's not like they're going to check. It's not like they can just screw it. Why not? Why not? I mean, how are they going to know? This is another thing that we keep on hearing. Some of these companies have done this as well. Apparently lied that they've got rid of like their DEI stuff, but it's still all there. They still all do it. It's just to keep things quiet, which is, again, interesting time to be in business in America. I can tell you that now. The letter, of course, was also sent out by US diplomats to the eastern EU states and, of course, Belgium, so the people also said. The documents do appear to, of course, signal that the Trump administration is trying to now widen its campaign against DI to now foreign companies after launching a crackdown against US media groups such as Disney. A senior banker in Paris said that they were completely shocked by the letter. It's crazy, but anything is now possible. It is now the rule of the strongest now prevails. American influence in the inclusion policies of French companies, such as the threats of unjustified tariffs, is unacceptable, the French Foreign Trade Ministry said. France and Europe will now defend their companies, their consumers, and also their values. The existence of this letter was first reported by Les Echo's paper, and an extraterritorial move may, of course, not be enforceable, according to now initial legal assessments. So some of these executives and their advisors have decided not to even respond for now, 2 people have said. It also comes now rising tensions between the Trump administration and Europe over the economic and security policy, as America now pivots away from its traditional allies, especially on trade, and of course the Russian full-scale invasion of Ukraine. And again, like I say, April 2nd, we know it's coming. We know it's coming on this. They, of course, talk about the recent tariffs that they've put on, talk about the leaked email, what J.D. Vance said. France has, of course, said not traditionally been a place where DEI programs have taken root because of legal limitations on the collection of racial and ethnic data. Employers are, of course, not allowed to factor people's origins into hiring or even promotion decisions. French companies that are politically exposed to, of course, the US, the demands include the alleviation and, of course, alleviation. Demands, of course, include aviation, defense groups, consulting providers, infrastructure companies. The FT could have not immediately even determined which companies, of course, even had received a letter. According to Los Angeles, the letter concluded, if you do not agree to sign this document, we would be grateful if you could kindly provide us with detailed reasons, which we will then forward to our legal department. So, just this week could get wild. This week could get wild because I will tell you now, I can see by the end of this week, America saying it is going to take countries to court. I guarantee you by the end of this week, we will see Trump say, or his wacky, weird attorney general pick say that they are taking countries to court. Hey, anything's possible now, right? Anything's possible. But yeah, this week's gonna be wild. This week's gonna be wild. They say April 2nd, get ready. So as always, could be a fun week. So as always, we'll see you all next time.